From the culture of the American South, where roots hold stories, comes a natural deodorant inspired by generations of wisdom. Introducing Rootwork, the all-natural, foundational Black American-based deodorant infused with the magic of High John the Conqueror root. Our unique blend, enriched with this legendary root, offers 24-hour protection, rooted in the power of nature. Embrace this deodorant that celebrates culture, history, and your well-being. Unlock the magic of Rootwork today. Experience the pure essence of nature. Visit rootworkstyle.com and make the switch to a healthier cultural choice.
This is the 50th anniversary of hip-hop, and we still have a lot of discrepancies as far as the origins of hip-hop, a lot of claims, who did what, who was the first this, who was the this and that, and such and such. But at the end of the day, we need a definitive story, all right? And that story can only be told by the founders of this culture.
Like everything was being driven and influenced by young, Black, American culture. Like the slang, the style of dress, the initial music that we chose.
You look at all the boroughs, you got, Money Making Manhattan and Money Earning Mount Vernon and Crooklyn. The Bronx was the boogie down Bronx. We was partying up there.
I am Coke LaRock, the first MC of hip hop. First cat to pick the mic up.
I introduced rapping to the turntable because when I came with it, nobody in the world was doing it. I'm right after Rudy Ray Moore.
They want to come in the mix, they want to say, we started. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. What came to be known as hip hop was solely an African-American creation.
What would you get out of some Jamaican toast? What is that? I've never heard of a rapper use a Jamaican toast or a Jamaican fleur as a rhyme. I'd never heard of it, and I don't know where that myth came from.
My name is legendary King Trixie from the Bronx, BX from the West Side. I am the first breakdancer.
And that narrative that hip-hop has had 3 founding fathers, that's been rolling for the last almost 30 years, which isn't true. You don't have just 3 people who created hip-hop. Hip-hop was created by a number of different people.
I am the grandfather, the godfather of the graffiti culture. I am the first element of hip-hop.
The roots of hip-hop being Jamaican, absolutely false.
My name is MC Sha-Rock. I am a founding member of the MC/rap culture.
Cassette tapes was the internet of our time. It just traveled around by hand.
I know for a fact that the B-boy stance started from the guards, the 5%ers that would be at the jams back in the days who were acting as security.
If they get the real truth of how it all was created, then so many lies would not be able to be in existence.
And y'all don't move a muscle, ladies and gentlemen, because we will be right back after these messages. Don't move a muscle right here on Tariq Radio.
Listen up, squares. You need to get the legendary book on game, The Art of Mackin', by author Tariq Nasheed, available on Amazon right now. Can you dig it? This book has been a bestseller for 20 years, Jack, and the New York Times called it a classic. That means it's out of sight. So this book ain't for no lames who ain't trying to learn the game, jive turkeys. So if you're ready to stop slacking in your mackin', get the Art of Mackin' book on Amazon and Barnes & Noble right now, sucker. Rated PG. That stands for plenty of game, jive chumps.
Are you ready to unlock the secret to flawless, radiant skin? Then look no further than Even Melanin. It's formulated especially for melanated skin. Say goodbye to hyperpigmentation, signs of aging, acne, eczema, and other sensitivity problems. Even Melanin is your ticket to a flawless complexion, helping you even your melanin to the beautiful brown that God intended. So for your ticket to a flawless complexion, to even your melanin to the brown that you're supposed to have, go to evenmelanin.com. That's evenmelanin.com. Check out Black Power for Kids. It's the first of its kind memory matching card learning experience for us by us. It's a great collection. It has a bunch of our Black heroes and icons and greats, and you can teach your children while empowering them at the same time. It's fun, educational, and empowering. So go to blackpowerforkids.com to order your own learning experience today. That's blackpowerforkids.com.
What's up, kin folks and loved ones? This is your main man, Slink Johnson, BKA Black Jesus, letting y'all know about Skyber, the customizable tipping app. Skyber is the only app willing to pay out reparations. Check it. The first FBA to use Skyber after hearing this gets $100. Whoever uses it afterwards can still get tangibles forwarded to their accounts. Ain't no law against companies helping with reparations, right? Let's stop all these coon babbling trends and let's set a trend to help FBA stack paper. Search Skyber app on Google Play or the App Store for more details. Big ups to Diplo, System D128, DJ J Mob, and a special shout out to Lork Diesel, aka Dave Ski, for making it happen. Skyber app, y'all.
Skyber.org. Family, are you tired of going from site to site looking for children's books? Go to drbirdiebooks.com, where we already have over 100 children's ebooks. 100 children's ebooks? That's going to cost a few $100s. No, our ebooks start as low as $347 for a pack of 10 unique children's books. That's drbirdiebooks.com. Dr. Birdie Books.
Bro, stop playing and start spraying. Leave an op on the ground where you stand. At all costs, yeah, make sure you protect it. Ogun juice, the formula been tested. You can defend yourself. If you find that you need a little help, gotta stay ready. Ain't no love in the street. Pepper spray straight to the face, make them get weak. Get it at ogunjuice.com. If they thinking you slipping, then tell them to come get them some. If you packing this, you won't be lacking. A shot to the eye in them problems you having. Maximal strip, hit them haters on ground, so you can feel free when you out in the town. Ogun juice, and don't forget a shirt, man. You gotta stay ready, that evil on alert. Yeah.
Time to tap in to the FBA vibes of Tariq Nasheed, sprinkling that magic Mojara flavor all over the airwaves.
Hey, shut up all that damn noise. This ain't Soul Train.
On Tariq Radio.
Say it again. Say something else. Oh, say something else.
And we're back, and I'm your host, Tariq Nasheed. What's going on, guys? I am Tariq, and I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing, man? We're here. We're here, and it's early. It's early in the daytime, so I can chop it up with everybody. I'm live on YouTube, by the way, live on some other platforms, but I'm here. YouTube did some changes to its layout. Its layout is a little weird, so I got to get used to the new layout for YouTube. But shout out to everybody that's watching and listening in on YouTube right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We are here, we are here, we are here, ready to chop up some good game for the family. And I need everybody to give us a nice retweet this, repost this, let everybody know that we're live right now, ladies and gentlemen. And we're getting ready for the phenomenal film Microphone Check. Microphone Check coming in a few weeks. The first showing is actually going to be Wednesday, May 22nd in New Orleans. So the first city that will see it first is New Orleans on Wednesday, May 22nd at the, I forgot the name of the theater. So all my New Orleans people, y'all go to microphonecheck.com and get your tickets. Showings are going to be in Detroit, Dallas, Los Angeles, Oakland, San Diego, Denver, Indianapolis, Chicago, Atlanta, DC, and New York. And it's going to be a phenomenal thing. So you guys don't want to miss that. In fact, you know what? Let me get on camera. Should I get on camera with the fam? Let me hop on camera. Let me do that. Boom, there it is. And y'all know the Rally for Reparations. Oh, I got to show y'all my Rally for Reparations sweater. Oh, look at that, family. Rally for Reparations, Washington, D.C. Boom. Got to show y'all that. These high quality sweaters that we got for the Rally for Reparations. We got the sweaters and t-shirts. So let me get my chain together. At rallyforreparations.com. Rallyforreparations.com. Family, we need everybody to go to rallyforreparations.com and support because we got a phenomenal program that's happening when we go back to DC June 15th, man. We're getting musical performances together. We're going to make it a real big thing, man. And again, it's free to go. It's free to go, but we still need support. We don't have any corporate backers, guys. Pertania Theater, yes, the Pertania Theater in New Orleans. That's where the showing is going to be. But family, we got musical performances that we're going to have. And we don't have no corporate backing, family, so we need the community to really chip in. Every little bit counts for the Rally for Reparations. Everybody go get you a sweater. Even that helps. Go get you a sweater and a t-shirt at Rally for Reparations. Rallyforreparations.com. It's going to be a phenomenal thing. It's going to be right at the beginning of summertime. We are promoting it months ahead of time. We only did it, promoted it a few weeks ahead of time last time, and it was still phenomenal. So we want to make this thing really pop off, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to make it very enjoyable and informative for the family. All right? So everybody, we need you to go to Rally for Reparations and give a contribution to help us make this thing pop off the way it needs to pop off, ladies and gentlemen. Because we got to get this reparations thing together. We got to be extremely codified with the reparations conversation, family. We got to get together and let people know that we're standing on this reparations business. We're serious about it. All right? Now, speaking of reparations, out here in California, we had the task force and things like that going on out here in California. What they're doing now, they got a new genealogy office, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about reparations roulette, because the wording of everything has to be very precise. The wording has to be precise, and they're already talking about some of the little trick bags that folks might be trying to pull. All right, now check out this article here about the genealogy office, because we've been talking about the importance of having like a Freedmen's Bureau, a new variation of that, so we can start making a determination of who's going to be qualified for reparations. All right. And we got to watch every little word, because there are people on this task force here, this task force there. They keep slipping in the word enslaved Africans. We got to watch that African word. We got to watch the African words being slipped in. All right. Captured Africans, enslaved Africans, because what they do, when people do that, that makes us foreigners. That makes us comparative to foreigners. We as foundational Black Americans are not foreigners. All right. Family, it's very important that we take ownership of this land. You understand? Let's not allow them to keep Africanizing us. Now, let's be clear. Now, we do have African lineage. I mean, we were mixed in with people brought over from Africa, but we also have indigenous lineage, and we got to stand on that. We got to really stand on that indigenous lineage. They play this game with us like we are not supposed to stand on our indigenous lineage, but every $5 Indian who's really a white person, if they claim any type of Cherokee, no matter how white they look, that's valid. So we have to control the narrative as far as that's concerned. So let's read this article here. Let me go back and talk about this article and see what's in this article. So California lawmakers unveiled genealogy office to decide who's really descended from slaves and who wins reparations payouts. Planned office to decide which residents get payouts and who gets left hanging. What you mean who gets left hanging? If you weren't a descendant of slaves, a descendant of freedmen, or a foundational Black American, you're not hanging. You came over here and that was your come up. All right. Recipients must be descendants of slaves or free Black persons, papers show. All right. So a lawmaker has unveiled plans for a genealogy office to decide which residents are genuine descendants of slaves and could get life-changing benefit payouts. Steve Bradford, a Democrat state senator for LA County, proposed Bill SB 1403 to create a controversial genealogy unit to confirm reparations eligibility. The state's first in the nation reparations task force last year decided that some residents could win $1.2 million payouts as compensation for injustices from slavery era onwards. But lawmakers have struggled to turn those plans into reality and have advanced several bills to devise a working reparations scheme. I don't like these words they're putting in there, scheme, amid fears of a spiraling cost in a cash-strapped state. All right. It ain't too strapped. The cash ain't too strapped for these damn immigrants when they come over here. When these immigrants come over here, they're not talking about how cash-strapped it is, all right? When immigrants come over here and they're getting all types of benefits, ain't nobody saying nothing about how cash-strapped the state is. All right. The bill, which was amended this month, aims to solve the problem of working out who's in line for a payout. Its planned genealogy team will support potential reparations claims by providing access to expert genealogical research to confirm reparations eligibility. All right. Let me see. It refers to restitution specifically for the descendants of chattel enslaved persons and free Black persons living in the U.S. prior to the end of the 19th century. All right. The bill passed the Senate Judiciary Committee earlier this month. All right. The experts use oral interviews, historic records, DNA, and other records to establish lineage. The Reparations Task Force decided a series of hearings that lineage and not race, right, would determine who receives benefits under the scheme. Notice they keep using the word scheme to give the impression that this is somehow nefarious. All right. They keep using the word scheme, and that's by design. All right. So they're showing some of the reparations task force photos. All right. Black people, and this is interesting, who migrated to the U.S. in the 20th and 21st century, and their descendants would not be eligible, right? This was controversial, as some task force members said all Black people had suffered from comparable types of discrimination, even though their forebears were not themselves slaves. And that's why we had to shut that down. This is not a racism task force. This is a reparations for slavery in America task force. And this is a movement for the people who were enslaved in America. So yeah, we're not letting other people latch on to it, all right? The genealogy office also raised further questions about the process that remains unclear. Conservatives has asked whether a white Californian who had a forefather who was enslaved could claim reparations benefits. By one analysis, more white Californians could qualify for reparations than Black residents. Here they go. All right. Critics on Twitter branded the scheme They've used the word scheme about 3 times already. Abhorrent and just another day in California's Orwellian paradise. One called it a huge waste of taxpayers' money. Another said the state was bankrupt and they're building more government. Stop it. Reparations campaigners say it's time for America to repay black residents for the injustices of the historic transatlantic slave trade, Jim Crow segregation, and inequalities that persist to this day. The sums are eye-watering. Black lawmakers in Washington seek at least $14 trillion for a federal scheme. The 4th time they use the word scheme, this is not an accident, to eliminate the racial wealth gap between black and white Americans. Critics say the payouts to selected black people will inevitably stoke division between winners and losers. This ain't even about, why does it have to be winners and losers? You other people are already winning. You already won. Who's the loser? Let me get on camera for a second. Who's supposed to be the loser? You already won by getting benefits from being white. Jim Crow, the Jim Crow era, that was affirmative action for white people where you were winning just because you were white. The Homestead Act was you winning because you were white. Preferential treatment based on race, you were winning because you were white. So look at some of these asinine complaints that they're making here. All right? But winners and losers. We've been the ones on the losing end of the stick, and we're trying to make compensation for that, which is the right thing to do. But the thing is, if we win, if we get equal treatment, understand what they're saying. The dominant society look at that as them losing. That means their wins are contingent upon us being subjugated and deprived of resources. That's a win for them. We're not depriving anybody of anything. We're trying to get the tax dollars that the U.S. government maldistributed from our labor to come to us so that everybody would win in an equitable, fair society. All right, so watch the language that these people are using here. All right? Now look at this. Critics say payouts to selected black people will stoke divisions between winners and losers and raise questions about why American Indians and others don't get their own handouts. If they don't stop telling this damn lie, they love wheeling out this lie over and over again. What about Native Americans? Yeah, okay, you want to bring them in the mix? First of all, they already get payouts. They get first dibs on all types of grants and all types of money and all types of resources. They already get compensated. Also, many of those Native American tribes, they owe us too. The Treaty of 1866 showed that a lot of these Native American tribes who held us captive, along with the white supremacists, many of them owe us money too. So yeah, if you bring them into the conversation, let's talk about the Treaty of 1866 that says the money that they get, they gotta allocate some of that money to the freedmen, the black freedmen. And they've been playing little games with that ever since. So the Native Americans owe too. All right? Some of those Native American tribes, they owe too. So if you bring them in, let's talk about how much they owe. All right? Reparations are popular among the black people who stand to benefit from them, but unpopular among the whites, the Asians, and others who would foot the tax bill without themselves benefiting. You mean how we foot the bill during slavery and we didn't benefit from it? And everybody benefited from our enslavement, us doing all of that free labor, generating all of this wealth so that everybody could live lavishly and come over here and enjoy the resources that were provided from our free labor that we didn't really benefit from? right? We had to foot the bill for that and didn't get compensated. So now they're talking about making it equitable. And now they talking about they got to foot a bill without themselves benefiting. They've already benefited. If you immigrated over here from somewhere else, you benefited. As an immigrant, you've already benefited. You coming over here, getting all of the resources that you couldn't get in your homeland, that's your benefit right there. You came over here, the minute you put your foot on this land, you benefited. You see? Let's not play that game with these folks. So now they want to try to play the reparations roulette to see how other people can glom onto it. See, that's what this is about. They're trying to find a way, hey man, how can we finesse this thing so that other people can glom onto it? Somebody in here said California never had slaves. That's a damn lie. Slavery was alive and well in California. Let's stop that lie. California did have slavery, formal and informal. And it became a part of the United States, and the money from the United States came from slavery. Therefore, California, by proxy, became responsible as well. You became complicit because of the money that was generated from slave labor was used to acquire California. Also, California absolutely had slavery. San Bernardino was a slave colony. They had informal slavery. They did. That's why there were so many cases in California where people were trying to get their damn freedom. The Biddy Mason case is one of the most famous ones. That's why they don't like to talk about it. You had cases out here in California where black people were fighting to get their freedom in California. Miss me with that there was no slavery in California. You had the Fugitive Slave Act in California as well. So people could come out here and bring their slaves back to the East Coast and the South. Slavery was alive and well. Some of the brothers and sisters who were the so-called 49ers, the gold miners, up there in Northern California, up in the Bay Area. It was enslaved people mining for gold up there. They absolutely had slavery here in California. You see? So we're not playing that game, ladies and gentlemen. People want to play this little silly game about how people can latch on to what we get. Anything we get, everybody's supposed to finesse their way onto it, just like affirmative action. Affirmative action was supposed to be for us, and then they finagled it and finessed it so that other people can latch onto it. And black people, we were the last people to benefit from it. And we didn't benefit from it. We stopped benefiting from it. We never really did. But they would always use affirmative action as a pejorative, as if we were getting all of these imaginary benefits. And we need to be happy for these imaginary benefits that we weren't getting. You see? Those white people benefited from affirmative action more than anybody. Yeah, they had slaves working during the gold rush, absolutely. So this is why, family, this is why I said it's very important for us to use codified language, and we need to play 3-card Monte with different words and titles when it's convenient. You see, this is why it's important to use certain words in certain segments. When we're talking about our general history and culture, we can use the term foundational Black American. And census information and other information that has to do with legal precedents, we can use descendants of slaves. In court matters, in seeing who qualifies for specific payouts, we got to use other terms too, so that they can't say, well, you're using a racialized policy. This is when we use the term freedman, right? I told people we got to juggle these terms. We have to know how to use different words and different terms in different settings. You see? We got to know how to codify the language. The white supremacists, they do that very, very well. They know how to codify language masterfully. You dig? That's why they like to deny whiteness. They don't like to, the dominant society, they don't like to even use the word whiteness no more. They don't like to use whiteness at all. When you use the word white, they don't like the word white being used publicly. They only like to use code words. They like to act like white don't even exist publicly. You dig? They don't like to use white no more, but they understand when certain things are for white people and against black people. You see, they try to play the invisible hand game. You see, they don't, what whiteness? Well, whiteness, what's that? See, they used to be loud and proud about whiteness. They used to be loud and proud about it, but now it's like, well, white what? What's white? Who's white? I'm not white. I'm Italian. I'm not white, I'm Cherokee. I'm not white, I'm Hispanic. I'm not white, I'm Hebrew. I'm not white, I'm Middle Eastern. So they play the denial of white game heavy. When it comes to talking to us, that's a trick bag. You see, they act like whiteness don't really exist, so you can't target something that don't exist. I mean, white supremacy, well, who's white? Nobody's over here white. I'm certainly not white. Then why are you so offended by the term white supremacy? You see? Then they try to play the ethnic game. Well, it's not white people who's doing it, it's the Jews who's doing it. Oh no, it's not the Jews. It's the Arabs who's really doing it. Yeah? So they try to play that 3-card Monte game. So we have to understand how to use different terms. Now, would they want to play this game where white people want to now claim that they're descendants of slaves? Because I told people that was going to happen. I told people that was going to happen back in 2016, 17. And one of the Hidden Colors film, we talked about that. I said, the minute we start getting reparations or whatever, white people are going to start claiming some kind of black ancestry. We're going to see racial dolezals all over the place. You see? So when it comes to reparations, one of the qualifications, you have to be descended from slaves. Also, what we've said that you have to be a person who has been classified as black for at least a decade. And they'll try to jump on that and say, oh, well, that's a race-based policy. Well, you flip that and say, okay, well, we're talking about freedmen, people who today are freedmen. You see? That's where the freedman term is very convenient to come in. So now that will exclude the suspected white supremacists trying to finesse. You see? We use foundational Black American when it's convenient, descendants of slaves when it's convenient, freedmen when it's convenient. Freedman is the term to use when we want to designate today who's qualified. Freedman is not race-based, it's status-based. See, we got to learn how to work these words. You see? That's why all of the different movements, all of the different, the people claiming the freedmen, that's perfectly fine. People, descendants of slaves, perfectly fine. People saying foundational Black American, perfectly fine. We're supposed to be juggling these terms. See, the problem was, it was a lot of ego shit going on where folks we're trying to juggle these words and we're meaning the same thing. And then you got a lot of these dumbasses out here, instead of staying on code with these words, they want to jump out here talking about how come they ain't getting credit. Well, we want credit. We had said it first. I'm the leader of this. They're playing that game. Okay, let me my camera, I don't know why my camera does this. Hold on, let me just put my thumbnail up because I ain't got to be on camera. All right. My camera be acting janky and cutting off on me. But yeah, a lot of people be on some stuff where you want to get credit for stuff. Everybody want to claim they said something first and all of this dumbass stuff that don't mean a damn thing. That's silly ass nonsense. And a lot of these people were ops any damn way. You understand? A lot of these people were ops anyway. Yeah, I'm back, guys. The screen. I don't know. My camera does that every now and then. It trips out. But yeah, a lot of these people are real oppy anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Doing op-ass stuff. But that's what it is, family. And we ain't tripping on that. Retweet the show. Let everybody know that we're live right now. Some people are saying that they didn't get a notification that I was on. Retweet this. Let everybody know that I am live right now. Everybody. Let the family know that I'm live. Everybody, let everybody know that I am live right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let the family know that I'm live, family. Let everybody know that I'm live. Yeah, the code is the leadership. All these people up here trying to talk about they're the leaders and they somebody mama, I'm y'all mama, all that. That's dumbass talk. That's dumbass op talk. You dig? That's dumbass op talk, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we're not a group. That's another thing too. I wish people stop using things in terms of damn groups and organizations. Everything to me is about bloodline and lineage. Everything is bloodline and damn lineage. We got to stick to that so that there's no confusion. Yes, we're live right now. Let everybody know that we're live. But yeah, we got to do the 3-card Monte game with a lot of these terms, family. And stay codified with it. Other stuff that's going on out here in relation to what I'm talking about. We got to understand how people in the dominant society are on code against us. They're getting very codified against us. I keep telling people about that $1 billion worth of whiteness that these people got going on. There was a situation I saw, I think this happened in Ohio. There was a old white man, old suspected white supremacist. Somebody had called him, I guess, I don't know, running a scam on him, I don't know. And then they called an Uber driver over there to pick up something from him. And then a black woman showed up, an innocent black woman. She's an Uber driver. And this suspected white supremacist male just shot this sister, just shot and killed this sister. All right? And the interesting thing, let me show y'all this. This man shot this sister, and boy, the white supremacist media, they've been making excuses for this dude. Hold on, this is the dash cam right here. Okay, the sister's getting out her, it's a middle-aged sister. All right, not a threat whatsoever. All right, the white man comes out the house with a gun. This sister's trying to walk away like, oh my God. Ends up shooting this sister 3 times and killing her. Now, the white media, they keep talking about the man like he's the victim. They were like, he thought she was tied to a scammer threatening him for $12,000. An 81-year-old West Virginia man, I guess this happened in West Virginia, I don't know, who allegedly, he did it damn near on film. I don't know why they talking about allegedly. Shot an innocent Uber driver after they were both scammed. Said he'd been warned that he and his family would be killed unless he paid $12,000. The woman was 61 years old. He said that his life was in danger. I shot her in the leg the first time and then shot her in the shoulder. He targeted her because he had been threatened by a stranger on the phone. All right, that's all cap. The scammer told Brock that a relative had been incarcerated and ordered him to pay $12,000 to secure his release. All right. Him shooting, that don't justify him shooting this woman. This woman was not a threat. As you saw in the video, there was literally no threat. He just used that as an excuse to shoot a damn black person. When she arrived, Brock allegedly ordered her to identify the person who contacted her and grabbed her phone as he refused to let her leave. All right. So a lot of the media outlets, they've been trying to portray him as he didn't know he was an innocent victim who had got scammed. No, there was nothing to justify that man shooting that sister. I'm sorry. Yeah? His life was not in danger whatsoever. There's no excuse for him to do that. The white supremacists are cowards and they all get on code with each other. That's them getting on this cowardly ass code and they're running interference trying to save this guy. There's zero reason for that man to shoot that sister like that. But again, the white supremacists are very cowardly. Their system is cowardly. Speaking of more cowardly behavior, there was another situation where a little black boy, 13 years old, was in South Carolina. This little brother was out here selling roses at Walmart. He was selling roses at Walmart. The race soldiers pulled up on this brother. Where's your permit? Man, I ain't got no permit. You're under arrest. They start grabbing him, hemming him up. Then they started with the, oh, well, he's resisting arrest. Then they start abusing him. So this is them whooping down on this little kid. Hold on one second. So this is them. This is a 13-year-old black child who was selling flowers at Walmart. All right? He's selling flowers. Hold on. So look at what they're
But why are you being arrested though? I don't know.
Okay. So they're rough-handed this 13-year-old, and the white supremacists are cowardly. They tried to justify it, talking about he was beating up the cop. No, he wasn't. He wasn't cursing out the cops or nothing. Again, we get targeted for doing the right thing. They don't do this to Girl Scouts or white kids selling stuff at stores, and the white supremacists are like, well, the Girl Scouts get permission. No, they don't. They don't always get permission. White kids can go up and sell anything. They can sell lemonade or whatever. They don't get permits or permission or nothing. You don't ever see videos of them beating down on a white kid for selling lemonade or flowers or anything like that in front of a store or anywhere. They roll up on this little kid trying to do the right thing, talking about, since you ain't got no permit, you're under arrest. You see? The white supremacists, man, this is why I go in on them all the time. The white supremacists are cowards. And everybody who supports this type of stuff, they're cowards. You dig? But part of white supremacist culture, family, I want y'all to understand something. Part of the culture of white supremacy is they get off on getting black people outraged and upset. That's a very important part of their culture. They understand that them targeting vulnerable black people will upset the black masses. And that's the part of their culture, knowing that we're triggered and upset, knowing that they're proud of doing little cowardly ass stuff because they know that it gets us upset. They go to sleep at night thinking, hey, did we upset the blacks today? Did we get them triggered? Did we get them angry? Did we? Oh, great. That's fine. That's why they're on 4chan all day and they're on racist websites just making memes and talking greasy about us all day, hoping to get us upset. Family, that's why they hate that we delineate, because what happens is when they demonize somebody black for a crime, and they all get on code and start demonizing somebody black. And then we point out, hey, man, the person who did that crime, they're not even foundational black Americans. So we're not even bothered by what you're saying, because the person who did that crime, they're not even from our lineage. They get so upset. Wait a minute. What do you mean? You're not upset? No, we're not upset. He's Caribbean. That doesn't upset. Oh, man, come on. That's why they get so upset that we delineate, because a lot of the weird stuff that happens, it comes from tethers. And we're like, okay, that's a Nigerian who did that. That's a Ghanaian dude. That don't bother me. Also, when they show little weird pictures of Africa, we're like, we're not from there. That don't bother us. That really pisses them off, that them showing pictures of little slums in Africa, that doesn't bother us. Yeah, when you're showing slums of Africa, like, we don't live there. We ain't never lived like that. So you ain't doing that. That don't bother me at all. That's not bothering us. Oh, damn you FBAs. That's why they get so mad, because you can't really denigrate us like that. We don't live slummy. Foundational black Americans, we never lived slummy. We're not a slummy people. We've never been slummy. Europe has more slums than black America. You see? So yeah, when they see that they can't use negative images of Africa and all of that to denigrate us. That doesn't bother us because we're standing on our indigenous foundational Black American lineage movement. That really pisses them off. See, family, that's why the OJ case was so significant. That's why the OJ case was very significant, family, because see, with the OJ case, they really wanted to stick it to us with OJ. They wanted to get a big Negro, a big popular Negro, and then pin a false crime on him. They understand OJ didn't commit that crime. They understand that he didn't. Part of white supremacist culture, again, is to falsely accuse Black people of crimes because they understand that's going to trigger outrage from other Black people when a Black person is falsely accused. Like if a Black person was really guilty, most Black people don't even care. Oh, yeah, he deserved to get punished. We don't care. But they understand when a Black person is innocent and a Black person is being punished, that's going to trigger Black society. And that's what they get off on. Are we upset? And they understood OJ, if they were to find him guilty in that court case, knowing that he didn't commit that crime, that would trigger Black people. That was going to be their big old circle jerk. And it backfired on them. That's why they're so upset to this day about it. And I saw this on Bill Maher. Bill Maher and those guys were talking about it. And Bill Maher is up here trying to be a spokesperson for Black people. I want y'all to listen to this. This is Bill Maher trying to be our damn spokesperson. Where's that clip? Where's that clip of Bill Maher? Hold on one second. Where's that clip? Let me find that clip. Hold on one second. I had it lined up. Y'all bear with me for a second. Here it is. All right. So this is Bill Maher on his show talking about how Black people knew OJ did it. Let's just listen to this. Hold on. Listen to this. Hold on.
What do you think about OJ?
Fair use commentary, fair use.
He did it. He did it, right? We all knew he did it at the time. We know he did it now, and now he's dead. We can all say he did it, and we don't get sued.
Well,
I think that was most.
You got sued?
No, I'm just saying. He can't sue us, so he's now dead. I mean, look, I just think it was a travesty of justice, but it was fascinating how that played out in America, and to watch that as I did from the other side of the pond, to see how many people were prepared to accept that he probably got away with it, but thought it was one in the eye back from the justice system.
That's not what it was. No, I don't think people ever really interpreted that the right way. I think what it was, I think Black folks knew very well he did it. And I don't blame them one bit for cheering him on.
You're not our spokesperson, dude. Okay, Bill Maher. Bill Maher thinks because he lays up with bedwenches that, he's very comfortable with speaking for us. Bill, you're not speaking for us. Most Black people don't think he really did it. That is a lie. We know OJ didn't do it, and y'all know he didn't do it too. Y'all in the dominant society know that OJ didn't kill them two people in no 25-minute time frame and didn't get no bruises on his body and hid all of the murder weapons in the blood. And all. Y'all know good and well he didn't do that. Hold on. Let me play the rest. Hold on.
I think what it was, I think Black folks knew very well he did it. And I don't blame them one bit for cheering him on. I mean, when you're on the wrong end of the justice system, for as long as they had been, when they finally got one, even though he was not exactly the best recipient of that. I mean, of course, it was, when we saw that split screen of white people going, oh my God, justice has not been done, and Black people screaming in joy, totally understand. You can't have two different complete histories in America and then expect people to have the same reaction to something like that.
Okay. Horse crap. Bill Maher is not our spokesperson or our representative. Most Black people, they know OJ didn't kill those people. White people know he didn't do it. The thing is, the dominant white society, the white supremacists, They wanted to pin this false crime, knowing that OJ didn't do it. The sweet thing was they were going to pin it on a black person and a high-profile black person. And it backfired and it didn't work. That's why they were so butthurt. They wanted to stick it to us. We weren't trying to stick it to anybody. See, they're projecting their mindset onto us. We weren't trying to stick it to no damn body. We just wanted real justice. That trial was a just trial because we didn't allow it to be rigged like they do most trials. The white supremacists, see, the courtroom, that's their safe haven. You know, the courtroom is where they know they got us. They got everything rigged in their favor. In that case, they weren't allowed to rig the court system like they wanted to. The trial was very fair. That was a fair trial. The white supremacists don't like fairness because if it's fair, most likely they're going to lose. You understand? They don't like fairness. White supremacy is all about a welfare system. You giving white people a leg up. Y'all see these women's basketball players being paraded around. What's that Caitlin Clark? What's her name? The white girl who they keep parading her around. They were all on Saturday Night Live and all of that. I'm like, wait a minute. The last episode of Saturday Night Live, they had the Caitlin and all of them. They had them white girls on there. And I'm like, wait a minute. Didn't their team lose? Wait, didn't their team lose? They get white people who lost and still parade them around as winners. Remember, they did the same thing. It was a white team, a predominantly white sports team. They lost, but they had the losing team up at the damn White House. So they always have a little welfare system for white people. You dig? Even when they lose, they still kind of rig it in their favor. So that Caitlyn woman, they've been parading her around. And look, not to be, and shout out to Angel Reese. Let's be real. Angel Reese is the real face or the real heart and soul of the wave of women's basketball. Angel Reese is really carrying that. And y'all know it. I had some fools try to argue with me. Well, you don't really watch female because Caitlin Clark be, shut up. Nobody was talking about no damn women's basketball like we're talking about it now because of Caitlin Clark. It was Angel Reese that got this thing popping, who made it fly, who made it popular, who made young girls want to be into it. Angel Reese made brothers want to get into it. She made young girls want to get into it. Let's keep this shit a buck. Angel Reese got this thing hot because why? She's a cute, tall, feminine sister who can play real good. So young girls want to be like that. Brothers want to see her too. I like to look at, she's fine, a cute girl. Nice body, the whole shebang. So brothers want to see that too. Ain't no niggas tuning in to see no damn Caitlin Clark. Let's keep it a buck, dude. What dudes are tuning in to see Caitlin Clark? Dude, really, let's be real. And I'm not even being facetious. Family, was Caitlin Clark born? What was Caitlin Clark's gender when Caitlin was born? I'm not even being facetious or mean-spirited, dude. When I see Caitlin Clark, I have questions. I'm not even being mean-spirited. I have questions. That's a very handsome woman. That's a very handsome woman. And a lot of young girls ain't really trying to be like Caitlin Clark. Dudes ain't tuning in like, oh, damn, did you see all that ass on Caitlin? You see what I'm saying? Caitlin has a strong jaw. Man, let's be real. Caitlin has a strong-ass jawline. I'm not hating. That's a handsome woman. I'm not hating at all, but no, let's be real. Dudes weren't trying to tune in to see no Caitlin, and young girls ain't trying to tune in to see her. Yeah? So let's be very real here. But the thing is, Bill Maher up here trying to speak for black people. You can't speak for black people. We know OJ didn't do those crimes. The dominant society knows he didn't do it. They're upset because they didn't get a chance to pin a false crime on a black person. That's what they're mad at. And they threw all of their resources into doing it. That's why they had to keep doing them revenge cases, that civil trial, which fizzled because they didn't get no money out of that. And then that case in Vegas where that ridiculous 33-year prison sentence where he did 9 years because he stole his own stuff. Those were revenge cases. And they like to sit up here and act like Mark Fuhrman didn't exist. Here's the thing. Black folks, we didn't think that OJ was guilty, but we want to let him get off to stick it to white people. No. We, especially us out here in Los Angeles, we knew that Mark Fuhrman was dirty. We'd been telling people that the LAPD and law enforcement out here was dirty. We've been screaming that to people. We had songs about it. The black folks in Los Angeles were telling everybody who would listen, hey man, the law enforcement out here in California, Southern California family, they are dirty. Not only are they dirty, they operate like street gangs themselves. This is not law enforcement. These people operate like dirty white supremacist street gangs. We kept telling people that. And when we saw that stuff about Mark Fuhrman and heard what he felt about black people and how genocidal he was and how he bragged in tape confessions about how he planned evidence on black people, we're like, see, we told you. We told you that. Now, what do we see now? We see all of these cases now in these stories talking about in California how law enforcement out here, you got to be a part of a damn gang to get in these law enforcement cliques. They have deputy gangs within law enforcement. It's been proven. These deputy white supremacist gangs working within law enforcement. We've been saying that for 40 damn years out here in LA. That's why OJ was found innocent. We knew that evidence was janky. We knew that evidence was planted. We knew. We knew OJ didn't commit them damn crimes, and white supremacists know that he didn't do it. Black people who are millionaires don't go around killing no damn body. That would have been the first time in history a black millionaire went out here and killed some damn body. Black millionaires don't kill nobody. Yeah? Real talk. So, yeah, Bill Maher sitting up here trying to be a representative for us. No. That ain't it. We're not letting people act as our representatives. And this is why we are not letting these people get us upset. This is why delineating has made these people upset. This is why us getting on code makes them upset. And when they can't get us upset, when they see that it backfires and we start celebrating, when they saw how happy black people were after the OJ trial, that killed their soul. That's the thing that really got them, family. The thing that really got them, that's why they were so upset, family. The thing that got them upset, not that just OJ was found innocent, the fact that black people were so happy that he was found innocent, that's what messed them up. To see black people celebrating, oh, that broke their spirits. You know? That broke their damn spirits. You know? So us standing on business and us not letting these people trigger us, get us upset, they don't know how to handle that because that's part of their culture. And when we delineate and when we tell them, we're not going to let you pin certain behaviors of non-FBA people onto us, we're not going to let you do that. They get upset with that. That's why the foundational Black American movement ruffles their feathers, because a lot of this weird behavior has been coming from non-FBA people. Let's be real. And when they do stuff and we start looking at them last names, we start saying, hey, wait a minute. Oh, no, wait a minute. That person that you're pointing out, that's not one of us. This person that you're wheeling out here, that's not one of us. You see? We're not letting them pin everybody on us. We're not letting them sit here and turn us into one big Negro. We're letting them know, just because somebody has melanin and they commit a crime, you're not going to pin them on us. You're not going to try to get us upset and butt hurt and bent out of shape. Let me get my camera back working, guys. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. All right, sorry about that, guys. Get my camera back working. All right. Hopefully my camera is good. All right. All right. Got my camera back up. Hold on, let me get my camera back working like I need it to work. All right. All right, let me see if my camera's working like I need it to work real quick. Let me get back on. Bam, there it is. All right, I'm back. Got the camera working. Now, another thing, family, and this is something that's very interesting. Speaking of white people being protected, there was a baseball player. This white guy, what's his name? Hold on, wait, let me find that article. Hold on, let me find that article real quick. Trevor Bauer, I think that's his name. So this white man, Trevor Bauer, he's a Major League Baseball pitcher, white boy. This dude has been accused by multiple women of like all types of different sexual assaults. Multiple women, they've accused this guy. All right. Now, one of the women was black, or particularly an African woman. All right. And they didn't put a charge on her ass. All right. Trevor Bauer's accuser, because there's some white female accusers too, but she's been charged with defrauding Major League pitcher after faking pregnancy. So they didn't believe her story. This is her right here. This is her. So this is her, she got the divestment wig, Darcy Adanda Ezimonu. So she's an African woman. So she was up here bedwenching with him. She tried to get in on the assault claims. She said that she was raped and then got pregnant and she needed money from him. They were like, oh, no, with your black ass. Hold on, not you now. Hold on. Nah, you don't get to do that. We're going to put a charge on you. So now they didn't charge her with fraud. Well, they always do that. They don't let no black woman sit up here and make a claim against a white man now. That's them getting on code. She's Nigerian. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, they don't let no black woman make no claim. No, they don't let you do that. Just like the Duke Lacrosse. Remember, I think it was Duke Lacrosse when the black woman said she was gang raped. They were like, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Let me look in your background. You got a janky background. Look like you stole food stamps. Look like you had look like you stole food stamps and sold them. Ma'am, you look like you wrote a bad check back in the day. Oh, they started digging up stuff on her. Yeah, she tried to get in on it and tried to get like $1 million for an abortion. They're like, oh, no, ma'am. No. Nope, we're going to put a charge on you. Now, notice our brother Bill Cosby had all of these women lying on him, had all these women lying and proven to be liars. These women were allowed to lie left and right on Bill Cosby. None of them got a damn charge. They didn't charge them for lying and scamming. Some of them women were getting caught in their damn lies. It was so ridiculous. They were saying Bill Cosby was at one place and then they pulled up receipts showing that he was in a whole different city, and then they just brushed it off. Some of those women were proven to be lies. Yeah, Tawana Brawley, they still talk about her today. That sister made a false claim against a white man. They still rub that in Al Sharpton's face to this day. They don't let sisters make not even legitimate claims, let alone a false claim. They'll sit up and let white women make false claims all day, like they do with our brother Bill Cosby. And shout out to Bill Cosby. I talked to Bill Cosby a few times last week. Bill Cosby been calling me last week. We chopped up a lot of good games, especially after the death of OJ. He called me and we chopped up some massive games. Shout out to Bill Cosby. That's my guy. Bill Cosby calling me early in the morning, just dropping game, just periodically. That's my guy. Bill Cosby be calling me, lacing me with all types of game, dude. Y'all don't understand. Mr. Cosby is a rider. You think? But yeah, them putting them false claims on our brother, man, and not punishing them women. You think? Just more white supremacy being white supremacists. Yeah, he's doing well. He's 86 years old. Mr. Cosby's doing very good. He's doing real, real well. I got to interview him one day. Just to let folks know how he's doing. You know? I got to chop it up with him with you guys. I would love to do that. Just to have him chop up some game and let folks see how he's doing. He's in good spirits. He's good. Bill Cosby is 100% innocent. Yes, the hell he is. That's why he's out. That's why them cases been dropped. I think one of the cases out here in California, they quietly dropped that. All them cases they're trying to throw on him, they're throwing them bullshits up out the, they're throwing them out, man. They're throwing them cases out. Yeah? Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can get the shirt. Yes, you can get the shirt that I'm wearing now, rallyforreparations.com. Get this sweater, rallyforreparations.com. You dig? Speaking of cool people, you know who else is real cool I was with last night? You know somebody real who actually is a very solid brother. Brother ASAP Rocky. I was with ASAP Rocky and those guys last night. They hit me up and wanted me to come down to the studio with those guys. And I was hanging out with ASAP Rocky. ASAP Rocky is a solid young brother, man. He's just open to learning a lot of game, a lot of the history. He's a big fan of that stuff. And a real solid young brother, man. Real solid brother. ASAP Rocky, solid brother. I was in the studio with them, with ASAP and another brother, Mad Lib. Y'all know about Mad Lib? Mad Lib is a producer, man, underrated. And they were doing some tracks, hot ass shit, man. Mad Lib, he's one of the guys who basically created, him and Jay Dilla created lo-fi hip hop. They try to give credit to, they call the godfather of lo-fi hip hop, what's that? It's an Asian dude. God damn it, what's his name? God, man, what's the Asian guy? What's that Asian guy that they try to give credit? They call him the godfather of lo-fi. What's that Asian dude? Nebulous, what the hell is that Asian? It starts with an M. What's the Asian guy? What's the Asian guy? Nujabes, yeah, they try to say, yeah, Nujabes is the godfather of lo-fi. Dude, it was Jay Dilla and Mad Lib. Mad Lib, oh, that dude is underrated. Mad Lib under freaking rated. That nigga let me hear some tracks last night. Hot ass fire. Hot fire, dude. Hot shit. And yeah, he's producing some stuff for ASAP. Oh, he's a phenomenal producer. Hot ass fire, man. Yeah? Yeah, so they were doing lo-fi before they had a name for it. It wasn't even called lo-fi. They were just doing their thing. Yeah? But no, but ASAP is a solid guy. ASAP is a solid dude. Solid dude, and he's trying to learn the game and step it up and just getting real woke with the game, man, and really open to really stepping the shit up, man. Real good, solid dude. No, real solid guy. No, ASAP, solid brother. And yeah, ASAP is going to be in that new movie with Denzel. Denzel got a new movie with Spike Lee, and that's going to be a hot one. Oh yeah, Nujabes is on record saying that Jay Dilla inspired him. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Jay Dilla and Mad Lib, man, they were the progenitors of what we now know as lo-fi hip-hop, man. You know? Yeah, real solid nigga too, man. We were chopping it up for hours last night, man. Good, solid brother. And you know, they real woke, love all my projects, man, and these guys are just on top of it. So, man, you know, the movement is heavy out here, man. Yeah, ASAP, I think ASAP's mom, their family is from like Mobile. I think his dad is from Barbados, I think. I think his dad is from Barbados, but I think his mom is from, their family's from Mobile, Alabama, I think. You know? Yeah, his mom is FBA. Yeah, ASAP's Rocky's mom is from Mobile. Or the family's from Mobile. You know? So, man, we got a lot of good stuff going on out here, man. But listen, man, look. The movie Microphone Check, man, coming out next month. Well, in a few weeks. We got a few weeks, man. It's popping. It's a popping movie, man. Y'all get your tickets at microphonecheck.com. Get your tickets at microphonecheck.com. Also, man, the Rally for Reparations, man, we're getting some musical acts together. We got some things in the works, but we got to get the family to contribute, man, because we're going to make this thing, we're going to make it a big thing, man. And we really want it to pop off like it needs to pop off. So we got to get everybody, man. All of y'all listening, how many people in the room? I can't even see how many people in the room right now. We need everybody to make a contribution. Go to rallyforreparations.com, rallyforreparations.com. Make a contribution, get a shirt, get a sweater, rallyforreparations.com, and make a contribution so we can make this thing pop off the way we need to make it pop off, ladies and gentlemen, because we got some things cooking. In addition to all the great speakers, we're trying to get some musical guests to come on in and do their thing. So we're making it happen. So rallyforreparations.com, family. Anyway, I'm up out of here. Let me get up out of here, family. It's been real. Oh, excuse me. I got the hiccups. Go to microphonecheck.com, rallyforreparations.com.